Welcome back for another action-packed edition of NC Sports Weekly News, and the lineup is getting better by the minute. Now, incoming to the newsroom, a tenacious Sally Fitzgibbons fights against all odds and seals an epic win at Cloudbreak for the Fiji Women's Pro in Tavarua. Virtual Regatta VOR Champ takes a memorable Lisbon tour. Full report with Senior Correspondent Sebastien Destremau. Suspense and drama lay in wait on leg 8, the penultimate sprint of this hugely successful Volvo Ocean Race 2014-2015. Will Abu Dhabi manage to capture the early overall win? The McGonagles drive Team Costa Rica to victory at the ISA World Surfing Games in Nicaragua, while Tia Blanco takes the ladies' gold for the USA. Hunt, hunt, and again hunt. The British cliff diving reigning world champ nails the hat trick at Hell's Gate in Texas. NC Sports plunge into the action. The real stuff of heroes came out on the legendary barrels of Cloudbreak as Sally Fitzgibbons put on a truly superb display of talent and courage to win the WSL Fiji Women's Pro last week on Tavarua Island.
So exhausted, and when the hooter went, just the tears came out. It was just such a big couple of days and quite a bit of pain, and I just thought, whatever the ocean was going to deal up to me, I was happy with. Like, whether in that round 3, if I got no waves, I just wanted to have a go, and that was my motivation. Just everyone supporting me back at home. Love you guys, we did it, and in the face of adversity, this will definitely be one of the most special wins I'll ever have.
Hugely talented, but most often on the chase, this time the Australian super surfer found the perfect form in the toughest conditions, posting a streak of high 9s throughout the competition and keeping it up all the way to the final. Drama, in fact, shook up the event as crews rushed to the rescue in round 2 when she violently slammed into a wipeout. Thanks to prompt medical attention, Sally, however, tenaciously continued on for a back-to-back win of the legendary WSL stopover, in spite of a painful eardrum injury. With a 9.73 in the quarters against compatriot Laura Enever, 2 solid 8s in her semi against the USA's Lakey Peterson, Fitzgibbons then scored 2 more 9s against the South African Bianca Buitendag for a 18.56 at 14.40 in the Fiji final. Sally now moves up to 3rd place in the WSL rankings, respectively, behind Carissa Moore, out in the rounds here but still in 1st overall, and Courtney Conlog in 2nd after her recent back-to-back victories at the last Rio and Margaret River events. Full coverage is coming up this Saturday at 7 p.m. on the NC Sports Top Story. Plus, the men's Fiji Pro is now in full swing on the legendary barrels of Tavarua, so stay tuned for all the action and the results on the next Weekly News edition.
You're watching the Sailing Updates Desktop News. Welcome to the office, a fantastic office here in Lisbon, Portugal, for the restart of the Volvo Ocean Race. The boats behind me are going to leave Lisbon and go all the way to Lorient in France. Thanks to a race course laid very close to the shore, the racing of this Volvo Ocean 65 blasting on the Tagus River is spectacular. The Lisbon weekend is also a great opportunity for Eric, skipper of Gabi 106, winner of the virtual leg to Newport, to discover the Volvo Ocean Race world.
C'est quelque chose qu'on a envie de vivre.
Sincerely, I think that's something you want to experience. I am living a dream.
A visit starting with a full-on discovery of what is a Volvo 65. Very kindly, Black welcomes us on board Dongfeng Race Team. Eric is taken aback by the amazing amount of technology on board.
C'est monstrueux. Non, c'est belle belle bête, hein.
A thorough visit of this monster of offshore racing. Black.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Il y a du matos.
It's gobsmacking a nice beast for sure.
Elle est au repos.
Wow, it's a real beast. For a moment, she is sleeping, resting, but you can feel that she's ready to roar. I am speechless.
Ça laisse sans voix.
The lucky winner gets a ride on Alvi Medica, and Eric cannot believe his luck to be invited as a guest on board the Americanos-Turkish boat. The visit doesn't stop there, as he is able to visit the boatyard and be explained the sail maintenance program.
Une organisation technique impressionnante.
These guys are impressive. The logistics are huge. They are so professional.
Professionnel, très professionnel.
The pinnacle is certainly at the Dongfeng base when Eric is able to have a quick chat with French skipper Charles Caudrolier.
Charles est hyper sympa, il comprend.
Charles is a great guy. He understands and knows virtual regatta very well. He's really cool. Great feeling.
C'est un gars super. Bon feeling.
A quick tour on the water to witness the race from a VIP boat concludes an amazing visit.
Là sur l'eau, moi je suis en train de visualiser mon écran.
Right now, I am thinking about my screen. I imagine the 2Ds of the game becoming reality.
Sur un plan en 2D, je m'imagine devant Virtual Regatta. C'est magnifique.
It's absolutely magnificent.
C'est génial.
After the virtual regatta champs, high-ranked VIPs like Her Majesty, Princess Victoria of Sweden, and local legends like Luis Figo visited the village in Lisbon for the import races, the penultimate legate of this remarkably successful Volvo Ocean Race finally set sail towards Lorient last Sunday. With Ian Walker's Abu Dhabi now sitting pretty on its 6-point overall lead, and with a deadlock for second place between Team Brunel and Dongfeng, the next 650 nautical mile sprint to France could very likely crown the Emiratis as early winners of this 2014-2015 edition.
It's exciting, right? We're stood here right now, and if we sail a good leg, we can win the race. And that's what we're aiming to do. Obviously, what we want to do is beat Brunel and Dongfeng and get the best result we can in the leg. And nothing other than that will make us happy arriving in Lorient.
We have to win this leg for two reasons. To stay ahead of Brunel and to take the second place and keep a chance to come back on Abu Dhabi on the last leg. Nothing is finished. And stay also ahead of Mapfre and Dominica. We are not so far.
I think the most important thing is, of course, that we beat Abu Dhabi so that we make the gap small. Of course, winning would be really nice because then you know at least you gain at least 1 point. So let's go full noise in the next leg.
Remarkably tight racing and a never-changing script, however, could break all forecasts, especially with the return of Swedish team Vestas Wind, captained by Aussie pro Chris Nicholson. Now on a newly rebuilt VOR 65, following their leg 2 crash landing in the Indian Ocean. As this NC Sports edition goes to air, the fleet is struggling in very light conditions around the Iberian Peninsula and will instead be entering the Bay of Biscay on strong northerly winds. This time around, it's the ladies of Team SCA and Sam Davies who got the better side of the thermal breezes along the coastline, but only time will tell if they will manage to hold on to the very end. With an individual gold for Noemar and another silver for sister Leilani, the McGonagles family secured a superb team victory for Costa Rica at the ISA World Surfing Games in Nicaragua last Sunday. Offshore in the Pacific, Hurricane Blanca delivered supreme conditions on the break at Playa de Popoyo for 6 days of phenomenal performances at this world-class competition for national teams. Costa Rica already showed who's boss during the Classic Aloha Cup relay event, and then the squad kept up the scores all the way to the individual battles. The USA's Tia Blanco dominated the women's four-way final and ultimately took the gold with a 14.03, chased respectively by Leilani at 12.37 and Ella Williams at 10.33 with the bronze for New Zealand. With an impressive top score of 18.26 on the men's court, Noemar fended off Portugal's Nicolau van Rupp at 15.10 with the silver, while Argentina's 2014 world champ Leandro Osuna hung onto bronze with a 12.80.
Well, we are very happy to take the gold home. It truly means a lot to us to win this tournament, not just because of the individual results, but for the team performance. We really worked hard together for this gold, and we truly couldn't be more happy.
Well, everything went super well. I think that this is the product of many years of work and dedication. And I think that the secret was working all together and sticking together like a family.
Viva Costa Rica!
Scoring 2 perfect tens and leaping once again above the 500-point mark, the UK's Gary Cunt nailed a third consecutive season victory at the Cliff Diving World Series in Fort Worth, Texas. Following up on victories in Colombia and France, with this hat trick, the reigning world champ is now already placing a serious down payment on the 2015 title. With the men's platform set at 27 meters and at 20 for the ladies, Hell's Gate offered a truly spectacular show. Thousands of fans gathered on Possum Lake last week to watch the world's top men and women high divers, even as the event had become at risk when large portions of the U.S. state were ravaged by severe weather conditions, including tornadoes and flash floodings. Reaching speeds of up to 85 kilometers per hour on the drop, Hunt closed the file with a whopping 533.90. While Colombia's legendary veteran Orlando Duque, 13-time world champ, placed a respectable 478.70 to grab second place. Russia's 2014 vice world champ Artem Sulchenko instead settled for third with a 466.90. Lone Star Belle, Rachelle Simpson, winner of the very first Women's World Series last year, again dominated the event here in her native state with 200 points. With this result, the 27-year-old from San Antonio now has also already set the tone for the new season, bearing just 3 stops on the calendar for the ladies. Canadian wildcard Lisanne Richard put on a huge show with 160 points, while with a total of 130 points, another American, Ginger Huber, completed the podium. Next stop for the circuit will be Denmark on June 20th, as the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series reaches Copenhagen. Be there with NC Sports. Join the current on Nautical Channel for Top Story. More legendary surf action is coming your way this Saturday at 7 p.m. with complete coverage of the Fiji Women's Pro and the spectacular victory in true Aussie grit by Sally Fitzgibbons. Plunge into the action with NC Sports.